בלי הסדר, מדינת ישראל חייבת לשלוט ביטחונית על כל השטח מערבית לירדן. זה תנאי הכרחי. וזה מתנגש עם רעיון הריבונות. מה לעשות?
The Israeli government's ambition for the Palestinian territories comes as no surprise to Hafez Harani. This Bedouin's farm is in Masafa Yatta, the West Bank, on the edge of the Negev desert and on the front line of an Israeli land grab for years now. The 7th of October attacks turbocharged that process. We've been filming with the Haranis over the course of the last 14 months. Watched an empowered group of settlers next door move away from sticks and stones to assault rifles. The Harani's cousin shot in the stomach. The family and what's left of their farm now staring down the barrel of the gun. Hafez's mother bought this land after the family were evicted during what they call the Nakba in '48. He divides his life between farming and making sure they don't get displaced again. So, in 2006, for example, when the Israelis tried to build a separation wall here, it was Hafez on the vanguard of the protest. Now his son Hamoudi is the activist, fighting to keep this land. A fight that's about to get more violent than they could ever have imagined. It's the evening of the 30th of November 2022. Hamoudi and his brother Sami notice settlers on the edge of the village. The settlers are holding a demonstration on Palestinian territory. The army should intervene to stop it. Instead, they're standing guard. The brothers, with a rifle trained on them, confront the soldiers. The expansion of illegal settlements in this area started years ago, but this night, in 2022, is different. Benjamin Netanyahu is about to form a coalition government which includes extreme right-wing settlers. And with their men about to take key positions in cabinet, the settlers on the ground are emboldened. The following day, and the settlers' weapon of choice, sheep. A young settler from a nearby illegal outpost drives his herd deliberately onto the Harani's land. Hamoudi rings the Israeli police.
He's grazing his sheep. He's a settler and he's like grazing his sheep in my land.
These are the mechanics of a land grab. Claim the grazing ground as your own and try provoke a reaction.
No. Tell me.
Another settler arrives by way of reinforcement. As do the army.
This is the way how they can confiscate my land. So they will just say this is like a settler land, he's just grazing his sheep, right? Or not? I'm speaking the truth.
Where are you from?
I'm from Tuan here. This is my own land.
It's the Bedouin? What is this?
What?
It's Bedouin, you're Bedouin.
You don't know that?
You're Egypt.
You don't know?
You're Saudi Arabia. You're Jordan.
My grandparents,
Yeah.
my grandparents, they are
Your grandparents.
48.
They're Palestinians.
From the Beersheba, yeah.
So you're Bedouin from Beersheba. So your place is Beersheba. Your place is
Yes, and this is
Beersheba.
the land that my grandparents were living in after you evict them from there.
Beersheba, it's 30 minutes from here by car.
By car, okay. But they were living down. Why you evict them from there?
Hafez, Hamoudi's dad, the owner of the land, arrives.
כל לבד הזה שלי, כן? ויש הרבה תלונות במשטרה נגד הדבר הזה. כל הזמן מביא את הצאן ומחזיר להכניס.
Hafez and Hamoudi know how this will play out, but still involve the Israeli authorities. A way at least of signaling to the settler that they're not taking this lying down.
This is a closed military. You need to go out of the area.
زي كل مرة إعلان منطقة عسكرية مغلقة وهسه لازم نطلع من الأرض وزي ما شايفين هاي.
Remember, we're filming this a year before the October attacks, back when there was at least a semblance of state-enforced fair play here. On October the 7th, 2023, 40 miles west of here, 1,200 people were killed by Hamas, hundreds taken hostage. Everything changed that day for everyone, including Hafez Hareni and his family.
After the 7th of October, everything changed, really. Because, you know, the settlers, they start like ruling almost everything around here.
It's the 12th of October, 5 days after the Hamas attack.
The first time when they came with the bulldozer. We just like woke up, you know, and start like screaming, you know, what are you doing? They just like, okay, go back home, and they start just shooting, you know.
At one point, a settler in army fatigues appears to shoot directly at the Harenis and other unarmed activists.
They chased us, all the family, until the house here. You know, really, you know, I was really confused.
Hafez is pushed back into his house at gunpoint by both settlers and the police. The following day, the violence becomes even more extreme. Just after Friday prayers on the 13th, a settler comes down from the hill into the village. Hafez's nephew, Zakaria Adra, is shot point blank in the stomach. An incident broadcast around the world. He's just been released after spending 3 months in intensive care and has agreed to speak to us. The settler who shot him was using expanding bullets at the time.
هذه كانت يعني منطقية كانت تقريبا 9 في 9 يعني هيك كانت 9 سم 9 سم. بنكرياس قال لا مش كل البنكرياس شالوا الجهة بس المظهر الجمول.
According to his lawyer, the only consequences so far for the settler who shot Zakaria, he had his gun confiscated. We asked the Israeli police about this, but they refused to comment.
يقف بيننا وبين المستوطنين، المستوطن الجيش يعطي المستوطن حريته يشتغل زي ما بده، يلبس لبس جيش ويخش على الناس ويسوي اللي بده إياه.
The blurring of lines between the army and the settlers has been happening for years. Since October the 7th, that's gone into overdrive. A few miles from Hafez's farm, the start of a new illegal outpost. Trees planted in the names of fallen Israeli soldiers. Memorials that double as a land grab. We interview one of the leaders who doesn't want to give his name because he's been fighting in Gaza. And another condition.
אני לא אוהב את הבתים של הערבים שם הוא נקודה אסטרטגית שמונעת מהערבים להשתלט על מדבר יהודה. פה דוד המלך הלך, פה הלכו האבות הקדושים, אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, הסתובבו פה, טיילו פה, כן? הארץ הזאת צריכה להיות של עם ישראל.
We ask about settler violence. According to this man, it doesn't exist.
אני לא מכיר יהודי שקם בבוקר ורוצה לעשות רע לפלסטיני. מכיר פלסטינאים שקמו בבוקר והלכו לשחוט ילדים, תינוקות, הורים. זה אני מכיר. אני לא מכיר התנכלויות לערבים, אני גם לא מכיר פלסטינאים. יש פה ערבים, אין מדינה פלסטינית.
3 months on from October the 7th, we're back on Hafez's farm. According to him, settlers are now de facto law enforcement here.
I mean, October 7th until now, you know, we can't even pass this part of the land. We can't go out just to come to graze our sheep, our goat here. And you can see they just put the Israeli flag right on our trees and on our land.
They've seized about 2 acres of his farm. A military watchtower's been built. The dry stone walls literally closing in on him.
Really, it's something make me so upset, and really, I worry about if they succeed, just like to take over the land, you know, because they have the power, you know, just to do it.
Before we leave, Hamoudi, Hafez's son, wants to introduce us to someone. Khuda is a widow. She now spends every night sleeping in a cave with her family because, she says, her 14-year-old son and her animals have been attacked.
ليش صرتوا تناموا في صفاي؟
احنا المستوطنين بحوشوا.
شو بيجوا عليكم في الليل يعني؟
بحوشوا بيجوا بالليل.
شو بيسووا؟
ضربوا عيسى. ومدة يومين زاد عن نصها. أخذوا تأجروا 4 روس.
As the light fades, Hamoudi walks with them into the desert and to the cave where they'll sleep like their Bedouin ancestors before them.
من يوم ما صاروا المستوطنين وهيك خربت الحياة من مرة.
ليش بتحس إنه راح ترجع للدار بأمان وما يصير عليك إشي؟
دلوقتي يعني الحين ما إنها يعني هالوقت ما إلها أمان الدنيا من المستوطنين يعني.
يعني ما بتتوقع إنك ترجع زي الأول يكون في أمان وهيك؟
Since the October attacks, Khuda's world, just like Hamoudi's, is shrinking faster and faster. The space to make a home, to harbor hope, now reduced to a hole in the ground.